The struggle is good. You want to struggle. All great things were done by people who struggle.
I think people don't even know that they hate their lives. I think they live on repeat.
That's the cover art for this episode. Welcome everybody to the podcast. We're here, Mark and Evan, and that's our new intro.
You can host this episode. It's a very special episode. Evan's going to host.
Great. First, we're gonna do 3 questions for Mark. Mark, if you could be a bird or a tree, which one would you do?
Bird.
Second, grapefruits or oranges, and why?
Grapefruits all the way. Have you ever had like a fresh Florida grapefruit for breakfast? I don't know if they come from Florida, but grapefruits all the way.
And if you could pick knitting or playing the trombone, which would you go for?
Trombone, man. Of course. You can learn the stations.
There it is.
The stations. That's how you learn the trombone. Do you remember that?
Perfect. That's it.
Excellent. Do you really want to host this whole episode? I'm willing to say yes, and let's just go that way.
Zero interest. No. I'm going to go right to Q&A if I'm hosting.
Wow. Okay. So how are things going? I had so much fun recording the iTunes version of our podcast opening that released on Friday, where we talked about breaking your neck. For some reason, I find saying like, "Yeah, and coming up on the show, Evan breaks his neck." No, really, he breaks his neck. Like I find the shock of it so much fun. So how's your neck doing?
The neck is getting there. My upper back is hurting hard today. So
okay.
This I get to spend the next hour on the chair, which is interesting. So that'll be good. I'm usually on the couch with an ice pack. So yeah, okay. I made videos today. I had to make videos today. So we got our video content done, and now we're doing the podcast. It's the
awesome.
best.
We're also 1 week away from the close of your entire tour.
It's crazy.
What's the number one thing you've learned?
If you had asked me before I broke my neck, I would have said how similar everybody is.
That's what I thought you were going to say. That we're all the same around the world, city to city. We all want to find our purpose.
Yeah. But since breaking my neck, it's more that, man, I'm awesome.
I'm the best patient in the world.
Oh yeah, that was great. You know what I've been thinking about? This is so last podcast was great about like that's legit. I think that's actually like really weird duck. Like even for me that I'm the best patient in the world. But what I was thinking about because a friend of ours sent me an email about how he had the malware ransom and spent a whole bunch of money to get rid of it. But he's been telling himself it's the best, and that's what's gotten him through wanting to, do something stupid. So what I was thinking about recently was, I as much as I say this is the best right now,
it's not the best.
I really think that. What's that?
I have to imagine breaking your neck is not really the best.
No, it is.
Is it?
Yeah.
Go on.
And as much as I think it's the best right now, like, I think in 10 years, I'm going to look back and say, holy cow, that was amazing. Like, can you believe what happened? I think I'm not even realizing how special this moment is because I'm in it. I don't know that I'm ever going to be able to repeat this. Like, I do a 2020 tour, it's not going to be as good.
Well, okay, so there is truth there too. There's no recapturing, right? There's no recapturing the original feeling, the original moment. But there's room for new moments.
No, not the original moment. No. I'm not sentimental like that. The suffering and the pain and the overcoming. Yeah, it's never gonna happen again. Like You
sound like one of those monks. You sound like one of those monks who goes up on the hill and you're just like I need the pain to feel so I can know that I'm growing and progressing.
No, that's not it.
Do you ever get tired of telling me no, that's not it?
I was with you until you said the pain to feel that I'm growing. No, I feel that I'm growing all the time. But here's the thing. We don't willfully put ourselves into we talk about stretch of comfort zones and stuff. We don't willfully put ourselves into these crazy situations. Like we do these little, we're constantly dipping our toes into these crazy waters, right? We talk about doing bold, crazy things, but then all we're actually doing is putting our toes in.
Mm-hmm.
You're not going to forcefully smash your head against the wall, get a concussion, break your neck and back, and then go just because,
right?
Just to see how much it's going to impact you on your tour, right? I think this is the best. Like, I don't think I'll push myself as hard as this. Like, I will put myself in as crazy a position as this, and it happened, and I'm pumped. And I think it's great, not just for like the audience and people coming out and saying, holy cow, like I woke up and was tired this morning. Then I look at you and realize I have no excuse. Great. Okay. That's awesome. But for me.
Are you worried that life will not continue to throw curveballs at you? I mean, life is nothing but peaks and valleys. And I mean, you have made a good way of leveling out the valleys. But life will continue to throw challenges.
This is next level, dude. This is crazy next level stuff. This is up there with like me quitting my business. This is foundational story stuff. Like this is going to go in my bio. This is it. This is once every 40 years stuff happening here. Or 20, I guess, since 20 years ago is my other, This is it. I don't think I realize how special this is, even though I'm telling myself it's special. I legit think like we're going to be talking about this in 10 years on the Prove Yourself podcast.
Oh, come on. Get the name right. Something to prove.
Something to Prove podcast in 10 years. And so like, that was crazy. This is a defining, like, can you recognize the defining moments in your life while they're happening? I don't know. I don't think so.
I think you can. I
don't know. Well, I'm pumped. I think this is the best.
Maybe you don't notice it because you're not as sentimental, but like I can remember I have two younger brothers than me. One's 15 years younger, one's 11 years. I remember taking my brother's 11 years younger than me. I think maybe he was turning 9 or 10, and I took him go-karting. And I remember looking behind me. He was in the go-kart behind me. I remember looking at him laughing, and he was laughing, and he had such joy in his eyes. And that moment like stuck with me in the camera. And I go like, this is a perfect moment. And I'm taking this perfect moment in, and I'm going to remember this moment and him and being a happy little boy for like the rest. And he's like 24 now or something, whatever. He's much, much, much older. But I think you can take that snapshot in your mind of the moment. I think you can preserve it. I think you can say, I am witnessing something. Dude, like when I took my kids to Disney last year, I'm holding my daughter. You've taken Hayden to Disney, right? So I haven't been since I was a 3-year-old kid. Watching the firework display, I'm like bawling my eyes out. I'm crying. My daughter is 4. She's going, whoa. And I'm having like the most emotional experience of my life. And for that, whatever it was, 18 minutes or something, I'm like, this is a moment. This is a moment that I will never be able to recapture. Because I go back a second time and the fireworks won't be as great. Like nothing will recapture how meaningful that moment was to me. I think you can witness it. I think you could see it happening in real time. And now you can analyze it on your side, or you can just choose to just live out the moment in the present time. Great, you broke your neck. This is the most defining thing of your life right now. It's the best.
I'm sitting here I feel like Mike Tyson is punching 2 spots in my back right now. It's amazing.
So I mean, the best thing to come at it for me, like, did you see? And I was just trying to look right now, but I'm on my phone and I don't have a second version of Instagram. Did you see the comment that came through yesterday from the woman who was like, I was having a rough day, and I was listening to the podcast. Evan Carmichael was talking about it's the best, and it's the best.
Right?
That made me so happy. That like it's a movement you have started.
It really is, dude. I need your help to make a T-shirt. It's the best T-shirt. Yeah.
Yes, I have to credit. I have to find it. How do I find stuff right now? See, I should know Instagram better. But anyway, I loved it.
She's in the chat right now. She says
that's. Yes, right there. It's Bally May. Bally May, is that how you say your name? How would you say that name?
Yeah, I would say Bally May.
Yeah. Oh my goodness, that made me so happy last night. I was showing it to my kids, and they were like, "Hey, she's saying your name. You're famous." Small things still bring me joy. I'm living a defining moment right now in my life, because in November I didn't want to take a selfie of myself, And now I'm 2 or 3 weeks into releasing like 4 pieces of content a day and trying to keep up with it.
That was a good moment on the airplane.
That was a defining moment.
Listen, you're gonna look back in 10 years, you'll be like, holy cow, that moment on the airplane, that whole trip changed everything.
But I knew going to Tony Robbins with you, being in New York, I remember looking. We're sitting in the front row, and he's up on stage, and you just look around. There's 12,000 people in the bowl. Like, I knew for those days that this was a moment. This was a moment. I wasn't planning to talk about this at all today with you, but I feel like you can know when a moment is happening to you. So then the next question, or the question I would have then, is like, what do you do with that? Like, do you just soak it in? Do you just try to capture it? I hate people who go to concerts. I'm going to be really controversial. I hate people who go to concerts and pull out their phones and record the concert rather than witness the concert, rather than take in the moment, rather than like live it. It's like they're ruining the moment to try and capture something for the future that won't be as good.
Stop judging people, Mark. Jesus Christ. Who cares what they do? Well, you focus on. Now you're detracting your own experience of enjoying the concert because you're pissed at these other people with their phones out. Just enjoy it. You're enjoying it your own way. It's great, Mark. Who cares what other people want to celebrate? Jesus.
I'm not looking over at them and being like, you terrible. It's not that. I'm just saying, like, put down your phone and actually watch your kid sing. Like take in the moment, experience whatever, Pink up on stage or wherever you're at. No. Last week you thought me saying like I like to keep people off my lawn is judgmental. Now me saying like, hey, put down your phone for a moment and actually enjoy the concert is judgmental as well.
Yeah, let them experience life as they want, man. If they want to, maybe for them they're capturing the moment and they want to have something to look back on in 10 years. Great. Or they talk to their mom every day and they want to show their mom, this beautiful scenery. Hey, look at this famous guy, Mark Drager. I was with him at this concert.
Right. Anyway, so real topic for today. If you want to keep talking about like field.
No, let's go. It's good.
Let's go with what? Next.
Yeah.
You wanted to talk about breaking the rules. You wanted to talk about rule breaking. For a few weeks now, you've been saying like, hey, Mark, we should talk about breaking the rules. So first of all, I love following the rules. Okay. I love following the rules. It makes me other than speeding, breaking any kind of rule makes me really, really uncomfortable. But you love to break rules. The doctors tell you not to do something. You push the limits. You think you know better than everyone else. You don't listen to your wife. Tell me why you love being such a rule breaker.
So I'm a really good student when I feel like I'm learning, and I'm a really bad student when I'm bored. So that's the first part. So like if I'm like dancing, if I'm learning a new dance, I want to get it. Like I'm painted. I'm focused. You teach me tango. I'm focused. I don't get it. I'm trying to pick it up. Let's go. How did you do it with your foot? I want to learn. Don't talk. Don't interrupt. I'm trying to learn from the man. Right? Focus.
Is that because you're competitive or what?
No, I just want to get it.
Okay.
I want to get it. I think at the end of the day, it's like I want my time to count. I don't want to waste time. I want my time to count. I'm here to learn this thing. I'm not picking it up. I want to get it. But then if I get it and now we're behind the pace in the class, I'm doing my own stuff. I think it comes from the same thing. I don't want to waste time. It's like, okay, I'm gonna come up with some new stuff. We'll make up my own Carmichael tango version. Let's go.
I've been in meetings when people are like genuinely concerned for you and they're trying to tell you what to do, and your reaction is really, really funny.
Oh, like what?
Like we were in one mastermind meeting, right? And someone in our group like is a professional psychologist, I guess, or psychiatrist. Mm-hmm. And another person in our group had worked through some stuff. And you were like, guys, hit me how I can be more emotional. Like give me feedback on how I could be doing this better. And every time they would be like, well, I think you need to do this. You'd be like, what do you mean? What do you mean? Yeah, how do I do that? Okay, what do I do next? How do I conquer that? Like you were like, they're trying to dig into this deep stuff. They're trying to tell you how they think you should approach it. You're like, yeah, I do that already. Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
Did I get it or didn't get it?
You just didn't get it. It was like 45 minutes of circling around with you being like, I'm already great at this. I don't, yeah. Okay, sure. Huh?
Wait,
tell me how to do it.
Was I just missing it?
I think if we're talking about learning and we're talking about you've mentioned a few times, right? You can count on your hand the number of people that you would listen to for advice on YouTube.
Yeah.
I think you can't hide the fact that
I'm just disrespectful. You just think like I have nothing.
I can't. I don't think you can
That's
hide the
it?
fact that some people you value their opinion of more than others.
Right. So it's like you
Really?
suck. I don't want to learn from you.
Yeah.
Don't be around me. Yeah, that's the vibe.
I think you want to pour love into them, but if they're going to try
Okay.
and pour love into you, you're like, no, thanks. Like I'm already operating at a level so much higher than what you're
Okay.
saying.
Okay.
Yeah, you think so?
Sure. Yeah, for sure. Yeah, of course, dude. Yeah, I mean, there's the thing. Everybody has something to teach you, which I agree with, but you may not want to learn the thing they have to teach you.
Oh,
Right?
that's deep right there. That's a
Is it?
meme.
Well, great. Somebody can teach me how to play. The homeless person can teach me how to play trombone. I don't want to learn trombone.
What's up with you and trombone today?
I don't know. You inspired it, dude. I haven't talked about trombones for 10 years, and I look at you and trombone.
Wow. Is that
Yeah.
is that a reference to my nose or something?
Whatever. I have a bigger nose than you do. With comparison, that's the cover art. That's the cover art for this episode. Lots of people try to give me advice all the time on YouTube. Like, okay, thank you. Like, yes, I know. We thought through that.
There you go. That's the response I'm talking about.
Yeah. Well, but you have, right? Like, hey, Mark, have you thought about like why you use yellow? You know, I don't know. I think you shouldn't use yellow, Mark. I think you should use purple. Like, I think purple is royal, and you should use purple.
Cool. Thank you.
Yeah, sure, right? Great, thank you.
Yeah, I
Mark,
thought through why.
I don't like the
think.
think bold, say yes, and jump high.
Come on, you stole it already from me. It's think big, be bold, say yes.
Right. Have you thought about that, Mark? Maybe it should be like wolf like a dog. I think wolf like a dog is I think it's better.
Yeah. Wolf like a dog. It's a better tagline.
But what, you know, I think that's normal. I think if somebody who doesn't know anything about the thing that you are an expert in comes and tries to give you advice, it's natural to close your ear to that.
So you see that as like low level rule breaking then, like, you know.
I don't know. You brought that up. Do I see?
Well, that's just where my mind went because you were talking about learning in class and teaching and like got it onto the next thing. Teachers trying to teach the class in an organized fashion. You're like, yeah, that's cool. I'm off to the next thing.
Oh, maybe societal rule breaking. I don't know. I'm not like massively rude to people though. There's still enough Canadian in me that I'll be polite enough. Not like, get out of my face, you suck.
Yeah, you're not like full on New York yet, or
but
anything, right?
I feel the love, right? Like I appreciate it. It's a conflict in me. It's like I feel so much love for you for spending time thinking about me, and you have no idea what you're talking about. You know, it's like
wow.
It's like these competing things that happen at the same time. But anyway, rule breaking. Yeah. So Danny and I, my camera guy Danny. We'd be in this running conversation for most of this tour where he wanted me to stand in his little box because he's got two cameras on me and it's tight shots and
right. He doesn't want to pull focus. He doesn't want to have to pan all that stuff.
And he can't control both cameras. He's one guy, and so I have to stand. Now it doesn't matter because I can't sing for 2 hours anyway. So I'm just
we now know what really happened. Danny got tired of you walking around. He broke your neck.
Danny, maybe. So Danny would give me this box that I had to stand in. So before we would go live, he'd be like, okay, like how many steps forward can I take and back, just so that I would know. And invariably, I would always basically just stay on the spot the whole time. But secretly, even though I knew it hurt me, I'd want to like.
yeah, exactly.
Just go out of frame, just because.
Right.
But I didn't. But it's like it's a natural thing that I want to do, you know, even though it serves me.
You want to break the rules, but is that because you like to break the rules, or you don't like people telling you what to do? You like I know that control is like one of the things. On your interview with Tony Robbins, you talked about how important control is to you when you said that you don't like to drink alcohol because you just aren't into it, but you also don't want to give up control or anything. Is this really like you're just like your little game in your mind to try and grasp back some control and be like, you don't want me to step out of frame? Watch this. Here I go.
Well, I don't like being out of control of my body. That's for sure, right? So like roller coasters, never been drunk. Like I don't like being out of control of my body. For control of stuff on this tour, what am I doing tomorrow? I have no idea. Nina's in charge of everything. I can't even drive anymore. I just show up and
you can't
talk.
pull up your pants
That's
anymore.
That's the only thing that I'm actually capable of doing. Turns out is the thing that's most needed to finish this tour. Just sit and talk. That's all I can do right now. It's a good thing I'm good at that, and any other skill set is useless. If it was another camera crew that was in, I'd say like, tell me what you need for sure. Like, let's get the best product together. I had a guy who was a headshot guy in Dallas. I was doing a keynote there, and he's like, Evan, can I ask you something? I want to capture a shot of you. There's this light above your head that has this like circular light that I really like, and I want to capture you. I'm going to lie down on the floor like this, and I want to capture you in this image. All I need you to do is at some point come to this part on the stage and say a point with power. Mm-hmm. And when you do, I'll be ready. So I have to remember, right? And so I was like, yeah, I love that stuff. But I think it's just because it's like, why don't I remember the name of this show? It's because it's a fun little thing with us.
It's a fun little rule to break, yes.
Exactly, but that's just between like people in my inner circle. It's how I show love.
I love it.
I show love by forgetting about you, and then remind me.
Wow. So that's interesting. So when it comes to major rules, it's not like...
What's a major rule?
I don't know. Missing your taxes?
I wouldn't do that. No, I wouldn't do that. I may not like it, but I wouldn't do that. I mean, I wouldn't break any laws knowingly. But I mean, that being said, if I was starving, I'd probably steal. Like I couldn't guarantee you that if I'm starving on the street, that I wouldn't steal a banana next to me. Like I had the guy steal from my car in LA, right? They took all my stuff, speakers and gear and all that. It's like, I still think they're good people. I still think that they want to serve. I don't think they're proud of themselves, but they're desperate. Like I couldn't guarantee you that if I was in that situation, I wouldn't do something desperate and stupid. I've never been there. But now, like where I'm at here, no, I wouldn't break. I would not file my taxes knowingly, I guess. I don't
know. So when you wanted to break rules, it's more like the fun little games. It's funny. Like I so like structure. I like rules so much that I will create, like, this client that we've worked with for a really long time in January asked me for a quote. So we jumped on the call, we jumped on the second call, we jumped on the third call. Like the night before I'm flying out for Jamaica for a week, I'm like banging out this proposal. I got to get this done. I got to get it in. I promised I would get it in. So I get it in. And then I don't hear like a peep out of this person. We get back. They don't respond to voicemails. They don't respond to emails. We have mutual friends, so I reach out to mutual friends. Like, what's going on? They're not responding. Finally, I'm just like, okay. So I'm going to send the final email. Like, listen, like pretty direct. I'm like, I've left voicemails. I've left emails. We were super responsive before. What is going on? And I sent it through HubSpot, so I can see when it's opened and how many times it's opened and what IP opens it. So I know the person received it. I know that they opened it 3 times and read it, but they still didn't respond. So I was like, So in my mind, I don't know if this is the same kind of rule breaking you're talking about, but in my mind, it's like, okay, that's done. I'm not going to waste any more time on it. I'm not going to focus on it. Today I was going through my CRM and I was like, I haven't reached out to them in 4 weeks. I'm going to send this note. So I start to make this note and I was like, no, I shouldn't send this note. No, I shouldn't. And so I spend this time going like, shit. And I was like, forget it. I'm going to send this note. So I'm like, hey, what's going on? It's spring. And, and I send out this note. To me, I have this inner struggle because I feel like that's breaking the rules. Like, I've reached out to them a bunch of times. They never responded back.
No, that's not breaking the rules. No, that's just, they hurt your ego and you're insecure about it. That's all.
I sent the email anyway, but it's cool. It's now it's at the point where I'm like, I'm tricking myself into it's the best, where I'm just like, oh man, I can't wait for them to ignore me again. I love it. I'm gonna feed off of them like ignoring me. and then I'm going to see how long I can go. Like when it's like 9 months of me emailing this person and them not responding at all, and they're like, "What is wrong with this guy?" I'm secretly going to love it so much.
Dude, it's the best. Like, it really is a movement. I think we really need to do something. We need to change the name of this podcast. Like, it's a movement. You grow.
You don't have to refile everything with everyone.
That's the best.
Why don't we make that our tagline?
You grow through struggle, man. You grow through struggle. That's it. You build muscle by breaking it through struggle. You grow. That's the only way. You don't want to be comfortable. You don't want to sit inside just on your underwear on a couch watching sports all day long. Like I can't even. Nobody wants that.
That's a terrible example. Give me fire. Come on, give me a better example. You don't want to spend all your time doing what?
Whatever. I don't know. Whatever people say they want to do. The struggle is good. You want to struggle. All great things were done by people who struggle. If you're not struggling, you're not happy. If you don't have something in your calendar that makes you terrified, you hate your life. You're like in a morphine drip lying in a hospital bed.
There you go. That's better.
That's what it is.
That's better than sitting in your underwear watching sports.
Oh, it hurts too much. Give me more meds. Right? That's what it is. You know how much meds they wanted to feed me in the hospital? It was ridiculous.
Yeah, because it makes I was going to use the word nursing, but it makes monitoring people a lot easier.
Why?
This is the type of thing that gets me in trouble. So like when you're in certain states, if they can keep you medicated, then by laws, depending on your condition, but by law, they can check up on you less often. So it just helps the rotation on the floor a little bit easier.
Oh, I don't know. Anyway, I said I didn't want anything after the first day.
Yeah, and then they're probably like, now I got to come in and check on this guy every 45 minutes or whatever the laws are.
It was ridiculous. They came in at 3 a.m. to take my blood. 3 a.m. Not just like check my vitals or something. It's like I'm asleep. 3 a.m. Excuse me. You have to say your name and when you were born every time.
So it'd be like Evan Carmichael, 1981, or however.
Yeah. Your birthday, and they scan your wristband thing.
Okay.
So you have to say that. So they wake you up 3 a.m. Yeah, I'm here. I'm just here to take a couple vials of blood.
Wow. Have you been hospitalized before this experience? Have you ever been in the hospital?
It's been a long time, man. I mean, yes, but I don't remember.
Okay. I've never been. I mean, I'm knock on wood. Thank you God, all that stuff. I've never been hospitalized. Like my wife has had 4 kids, so we spent a lot of time around the hospital. But I've never.
To me, it makes sense.
Never done
Sleeping is like rest should be part of recovery.
Unless they got to come take your blood at 3 a.m.
Yeah, why do you take my blood at 3 a.m? I don't know. It didn't make sense. But struggle is the best. Struggle is the best. I love it. And now, like, this allows me to do it even more, right? This allows me, like, it's great.
How do you get yourself, or what was it that allows you, or that allows me to, like, get addicted to the awkwardness of it? Like, because that's really what it is. Like, right now with this person, I'm really starting to be like, I'm excited. You know what? Like, ultimately, if they give me this benign answer, like if ultimately they reach back out and say, "Oh, I'm so sorry, the project fell apart and I was really busy, but let's get started." I'm going to be like, "Oh, like, cool, we're getting started, but I kind of want this to drag out now." How do you get addicted to that?
You put your self-worth in the effort. You're pumped for the effort. Like, you're doing it every day for 9 months. It's amazing.
I don't think I want to do it every day because that's like stalker level, but yes.
But whatever, like, it's
I
the
should
effort.
I should be planning out like different things tied to weather. I should go and pour and craft this campaign to try and get this person attention. It's going to be so much fun. I'm getting excited about it now.
The effort. It's the effort. Whether they know you for life, right? Like, it's the effort. You tie your self-worth to the effort. That's the trick. If you tie your self-worth just to the results, then you play small for life because you only take on projects you know you're going to win.
That's interesting. A lot of people play. I've heard other people like, there's no point to playing if I can't win. It's like, well,
yeah, you're a loser. Hey.
Wow.
Yeah.
Judgy.
No, that's true. No.
People with cell phones.
No way, man.
Judgy.
They feel like a loser to themselves. I don't care what you are. They're going home and they're looking at themselves in the mirror and they're saying, "I am a loser." 100%. 100%. They hate their life. Yeah. I'm not I love them. They hate themselves. That's it. Yeah, I'm not going to try if I can't win. You hate your life.
I don't have anything to say to that. So
you're right. Good.
You're right, Evan. You're right, Evan. Those people hate their lives.
Actually, most people do hate their life.
I don't think that's true. I think people don't even know that they hate their lives. I think they live on repeat and they yearn for something because they're not challenged, they're not serving, they're not giving, they're not contributing.
They hate their life. That's just a big hedge.
Okay.
They just don't know that they hate their life. People know. People aren't happy. People are not happy. People out there are not happy. They have moments of happiness, but they're not happy. I had a call. You're going to see it go live. Hank, one of the guys that do my class, he was coaching me, and then we turned it around. He's never had a day of joy in his life. And I said, okay, what's one thing that brings you joy? He couldn't call it out.
Even he couldn't even just hedge and just say, oh, this, working with you and doing these kind of things bring me joy.
No.
Wow.
That's sad.
Why? Why? What's the answer? What's the answer? Why?
We worked through it. I mean, it's not done. He doesn't know. We spent an hour and a half on a Zoom call. I mean, I don't know how it's going to be edited and put up online, but people don't like their lives, Mark. Yeah, it's sad. And a lot of it is because they don't take on projects that they don't think they're going to win. And so they don't do anything. And they're so afraid of judgment, but they know that humans are built to serve, but you're afraid of judging. You're being judged. So your happiness comes from helping others, but you're afraid of being judged by them, so you don't do anything. So it sucks because you're capable of something more, but you're too afraid to go off and do it. So you end up doing the photocopy life. And then you hate your life. And then you're 95 and you realize I did nothing. Yeah, that's most people.
So when I hear you talk like that, all I just think of is how lucky are we that, I started my business when I was 23. You started when you were young. How lucky are we that we tripped into this, we found it out, whatever circumstance, drive, whatever it was, somehow I feel like we got lucky. We won the lottery. We found ourselves here doing these things. How lucky are we?
Yeah, but I mean, if you can't, but everybody has a path. Like this is what I'm doing. This is my entire mission. This is what I wake up every day and do. Mm-hmm. When you can tie your work to a purpose, then you'll be happy. Ask people what their purpose is. They have no idea.
Yeah. Coming soon. Yeah. Evan's next book.
Yeah.
Evan's next tour. We're gonna call it the Don't Break Your Neck 2020 tour.
Break a leg.
Break a leg 2020 tour.
So some people who I messaged, we had to cancel meetings on and stuff, were asking how I was doing. I said, yeah, I broke my neck in Denver. They thought it was an expression. It's like, so how you doing? Like, oh, yeah.
Well, broke my neck in Denver.
Yeah, they weren't sure if I was serious or if it was I never heard that. I heard break a leg, but never break your neck. I guess put your neck out there.
I'm going to be honest. Until I found out that you broke your neck, like I was under the impression that if you broke your neck, you died. Like people who break their neck die, but I mean, you're living, so congratulations. But you're the best.
That's the best.
I guess that's not the truth. Like,
I didn't totally. So there's. I mean, and I am not. The thing that caused me to pass out was medical stuff. So then we were super light on the details, right?
Don't talk.
No, I don't want to know. I don't want to know, doctor. I don't know. Am I okay? What do I do? But there's 3 bones in the neck that hold it up, and I broke one.
I don't want you to pass out right now.
No,
Stop talking.
won't,
it's okay.
Like, I also don't know all the details. So, Nina, we need to call we're supposed to call the doctor to get our MRI. I was
actually thinking of you today. So I work out in my office at lunchtime, and I was doing like a really hardcore hit, and I don't usually get nauseous. I got really nauseous. I got really lightheaded. I was just like, and I got like really dizzy. And I was like, oh, I'm going to pull an Evan. Hold on. And I was like stepping away from my desk. I was like, okay, where should I fall if I faint? I mean, I didn't, but really it was like, there was this moment of like, oh, this is the path to it's the best.
This is the next evolution. Like, what does it mean to pull an Evan? Now it's get nauseous and pass out and break your neck. Great.
Break your neck.
That's the pull an Evan.
There you go.
This is the 2019 version. Wait till 2020. I'm coming for you.
Okay. Let's jump into our 3 fun questions, and then we will jump into listener questions.
Okay.
So listen, man, you have been razzing me for the last few weeks. About just the appalling quality of the questions that I bring you. And I have worked. If you don't like these questions, then I'm going to just start outsourcing it to either a team member or so I can blame them. Or
have you spent more time on these questions than you have planning the campaign for that client that's 9 months away of having no email contact and is no.
No. I didn't spend that much time on it.
But you spent more time on these questions or on that person?
No, more time on that person.
Wow.
Dude, I have like 7 hours of work into that proposal and conversations. I did not spend 7 hours coming up with 3 questions.
All right.
You ready?
Yeah.
Number 1. I know on Saturdays you like to make it Nina's day. You like to go out.
Yep.
You like to do lots of activities. You like to eat food. Occasionally, you randomly find yourself at the movie theater. So when you're at the movie theater, popcorn or candy?
Popcorn with double butter.
It's not real butter, eh? So what I like to do is bring my own. You bring those sticks of
Lactantia.
butter.
Lactantia. You got to ask the Lactantia butter and layer it. But I did triple layer once.
Oh, did it go right through the bag?
And like she's doing triple layer, my eyes are like, oh my God, this is going to be the greatest popcorn experience I've ever had in my life. And she's just like pounding it, right? It's like half butter, half popcorn, right? Then I said, I have it here on my jeans, I'm eating, and then my jeans start to get wet because the butter leaked all the way through.
Yeah, you gotta lay out the paper towels.
I'm like halfway through the bag and I feel gross. It's like if you need that much butter, you just feel nasty.
Oh, you almost pulled an Evan right there in the theater, right?
I put it on the floor and like I can't eat the rest of it. I'm done, man. I wanna go home and vomit. That's nasty. And then at the end of the movie, like it was halfway through the movie. At the end of the movie, I couldn't pick the popcorn off the floor. Like it leaked through the bag and then congealed. So the butter kept the bag in place on the floor. So I couldn't lift it up off the floor anymore. I was like, okay, whatever, I'll leave it there. So, but that's if you go triple butter. Don't do that. Don't do that.
So
just
Evan,
layered. Layered should be 2.
It's like the astronaut that goes right to the edge, and then they go, oh no, I've gone too far. And then they pull it back a little bit. He knows triple layer is too far, too close to the sun. Flying too close to the sun, man. You got to pump the brakes. You got to pull it back to the 2-layer butter.
I do the testing so you don't have to. It's double layer lactate, but you got to ask the Lactantia butter. They charge you 50 cents more per layer. So it ends up being $1 more, but it's way better than the margin or whatever crap.
So I like the popcorn at the movie theater, and then there was this brief time where
you said you bring your own butter. What is that? Like
no, it was a joke.
Butter and
it was a joke. Come on. Yeah, I bring a cow and I go ahead and I churn my own butter right there, fresh creamery. No,
Mark's from a tiny town in the middle of Ontario. You just gotta. It's not from the big cities.
So there was a time where they would give you the different flavors of powder at the movie theaters, like if you go back 10 or 15 years, and now they sell them. But I like the dill pickle flavor. It's a very Canadian thing, but I like the dill pickle flavor powder. The salt powder you put in the and then you shake the bag. Oh, that's the way to go.
Next time, Lactantia butter layered. Ask for it.
Okay, I go to the movie theaters like once a year if I'm lucky. So
go watch Endgame. Get your tickets. It might change your life. Yeah.
What is Endgame?
Wow.
I mean, it's a movie, but like, sorry, what?
Let's just let that one go. Cricket.
Okay. Question the second. You ready?
Yeah.
Favorite flavor of pizza?
You
guys are in Chicago, right? Or you were in Chicago? Are you in Detroit?
I'm still in Chicago. We leave tomorrow for Detroit. Okay. Chicago has their deep dish. Like the pizza is an inch plus thick. It's crazy. It's all cheese. But if I had to pick a pizza, I'd probably just go pepperoni, double cheese, and mushrooms. That would be yeah.
Oh man.
Maybe some pineapple.
Okay, so I have 2 favorite pizzas. The first is very normal and I love it, and the second is completely insane. So I'm even embarrassed to tell it to you. But the first is Hawaiian, which I love because it's great, double cheese, bacon, pineapple. The second one is really batty. It's tomato, green olives, and anchovies, which is like just A lot of why?
You gotta up the level of where embarrassment is at. That's not embarrassing. Anchovies are gross, but
there you go. I was waiting for. It's a weird pizza combination, right? Tomatoes have like they cut the amount of salt, right? And then the olives obviously have full flavor, and then the anchovies are very salty as well. So you put that all together, tastes good.
I was with you until anchovies, but whatever.
Okay. You like olives, really?
Oh yeah, green olives are amazing.
Oh. For some reason, I felt like that's something you wouldn't like. Like there's some weird things you just don't eat or you don't do, but I thought for some reason I thought olives would be one of the things.
No, I could demolish a can of olives.
How do you feel about capers? Capers are a weird thing. I don't like
capers. Yeah? The capers.
See? Oh, I love capers. Do you eat smoked salmon? Smoked salmon,
smoked salmon is nasty. I can't have smoked salmon.
So this is why
anything smoked.
This is why I thought you didn't like olives. There you go.
But it's not smoked. Olives are great. Olives are great. Dill pickles are great.
I love olives. I love all of those things.
Smoked anything is just straight nasty. Give it to Nina. She'll eat it.
Beautiful. Okay, last question. Are you ready? This comes straight from you. Toilet paper. Do you like it over or under?
Over. It's definitely over.
Nina.
Nina's on the over too.
That's the household rule.
Listen, I think that causes a lot of marital problems.
Do you? I feel like most marriages can get past it. I agree. It has to be over because that's how you can fold if you want to fold a little triangle and make it look nice.
Yeah, don't do that. But I think if there's something every day that you like a certain way and then you see it the exact opposite way of what you like, Nina's laughing in the back.
This is going to drive
me nuts. I think that causes a lot of marital problems. I don't think this is at the core of the problem, but I think it causes a lot of problems.
I think this is the type of thing where someone just gives in and compromises.
But it's
not a big deal.
No, but it's still a big deal. People
hold on. Do you think anyone is an under toilet paper person?
People are unders. People are definitely unders. Yep.
Really?
Yep.
I don't know. Yeah. I grew up in a very proper family, and that'd be like breaking a rule. Like if I put toilet paper upside down, I would get yelled at. Like my mom would be, "Who did this?" So yeah, I would get in trouble. That's almost akin to. Do you know how like in the powder room there are towels that you can't use to dry your hands because those are decorative guest towels, not you're a little boy, don't get the messy towels. Okay. You know what I'm talking about or no?
No.
Oh no? Okay. Well, I thought I had a normal childhood, but I guess not.
No, it's a little weird.
Okay. We'll leave it at that. Let's go to listener questions. Now, how do you stop thinking about results and work on process?
You every day think about, are you proud of the effort you put in? And if it's a yes, and you give yourself a nice pat on the back, and if it's a no, then you bust your face tomorrow to go and do work. Are you proud of yourself?
I was listening. I was reading the questions. Was that pause for dramatic effect, or were you asking me a question?
The host who doesn't pay attention, Mark Drager, ladies and gentlemen.
You usually go on for a minute or two. I figured I had time.
Hey, sometimes it's short and sweet and value and punch, man. You know, that's what it is. That was the soundbite for the whole podcast, maybe.
What did you say? Was it good?
I don't know.
There you go. You don't know.
People always ask me, like, at the workshops, even in Chicago the other day, it's like, what did you just say? Like, can you repeat that back? I have no idea what I just said. That's a stream of consciousness.
Posh Notion said, if I tied myself to results, I would have given up a long time ago.
Yeah, most people do. They gave up a long time ago.
Okay, here's a question. I'm struggling, but not happy because I would like to struggle a little less.
Mindset shift time. This is it. You got to open the door, step in, recognize that all of your heroes struggled way more than you. Yeah, we said it. You got to struggle through it and love it, and then struggle some more, and then you're going to crush it. That's it. The people, the kids of rich people don't do amazing things. You don't want life handed to you. That's when you suck. Enjoy the struggle. It's the best. Don't wish for less struggle. No, you don't want comfort. Don't wish for comfort. The struggle is the best. Your hero struggled more than you. So what's your excuse? Let's go.
I love it. When I was in high school, my first job in grade 10 was doing ground maintenance for the summer at these buildings. My grandfather owned these buildings, and it was great. And I thought that, my grandfather owns the buildings. These people are going to treat me really nice. But I think what my grandfather did was he told the crew to give me the worst jobs possible.
Oh, yeah.
And it was like I wasn't used to standing. It was 45 hours a week of being in the heat. It was like 40 degrees. It was humid. It was hard work. And I remember one morning, it's like 8 a.m. I'm exhausted already. It's hot. I'm already sweating from the work. And he drives by in his car. He rolls down his window and he goes, "Hi, how's it going?" And I'm like, "Oh, it's so hot." And he's just like, "It's hard work, eh?" And I said, "Yeah." And he's like, "Do better in school." He just drove away. And that stuck with me.
Right? It's the best. I did a landscaping job with an all Portuguese crew who couldn't speak English except the foreman, like a little tiny bit. And they took bets on how long I would last. Wow. And the longest bet was like 11 days or something.
But first of all, I can't even imagine you doing this kind of work. And I don't know why, but...
Oh, dude, I woke up excited. Like, here we go, first day at work, 4 a.m., let's go. So I didn't sleep at all. Came home, vomited. The whole night. I was so sick. Like, I couldn't, in the sun. I'm not built for this stuff. Next day, I'm up and doing it, right?
Yeah. How long did you last the whole summer?
I finished the whole thing, and they're like, "You impressed us. We made this bet that you wouldn't last, and the longest." Somebody said 1 day, and the longest was 11 days or something.
Wow!
I love that. That's the greatest of all time. And similar, like I went to ask a family friend for a job who was in construction, and he gave me landscaping because he said it was the hardest thing that they had. He's giving me the hardest job of all of his companies. Because he said, like, "I love you, but don't come back and get a job. Like, go off and do something better than this." Yeah, that's the best.
See, but here's the thing. Now I love landscaping, right? Like, I'm working on my backyard and all this stuff. I love it. Like, by the end of the day, when you spent an entire day in the sun and your body is like so sore and it's aching, and like you're falling asleep at dinner, to me, it's like, oh, I'm celebrating the effort.
You don't want a struggle-free life. You would hate your life. You just have no perspective or gratitude for the struggle that's in front of you.
So here's the thing. So nothing in your calendar. If you have nothing in your calendar that's scaring you, we're talking about the struggle. We're talking about the hard work. Like, if this is hitting you right now, you're like, "Oh my goodness, this is me. I didn't even realize." Light bulb moment. I don't have this. What do? Do you just like go out and try and run a marathon? Like, do you just give yourself something that's like an immediate challenge you can start working on and doing, or what? How do you make sure tomorrow you can start on this?
What are you afraid of? What do you want to do? What are you afraid of? Because they're linked. The thing that you want to do most is the thing you're most afraid of. So go find a way to start doing that. Mm-hmm. Commit to somebody that you're going to do something tonight, tomorrow, next week, whatever. Like, send that email out, make that phone call, send that text. Yeah, the thing you're afraid to do is the thing that you love doing. You have to break through it, or you're stuck where you are for the rest of your life, and that sucks. And you're going to struggle through it, and that's amazing.
Belief.
Yeah.
Your voice just went into Instagram, Evan. Last question. How do I get more eyes on my videos? I don't think I'm using Reddit correctly. That's the question. Do you use Reddit you don't use Reddit at all in terms of building out a community to try and...
Here's the thing. For social media, stay in platform. Your best results will come in platform, not trying to drive people out of platform. For someone who's in Reddit, they don't want to spend a lot of time on YouTube. They're on Reddit.
But Reddit's topic-based and theme-based and community-based. So, for example, like, you can and maybe could crush like the entrepreneurial hustle, small business grit type channel or theme because your videos are just being embedded within them, and I never have to actually go anywhere else to watch them.
No, because embedded videos suck on the algorithm compared to actually being on YouTube platform, and the watch time for anybody coming from Reddit sucks compared to someone who's already on YouTube.
Because they're only coming in, consuming the content, and bouncing out. They're not in channel.
Even yes, like you're ending the session time, which will kill the video's rank. But they also don't watch that one video. If it's a video on whatever Steve Jobs, great. If they're coming from Reddit, they'll consume way less of that same video, not the whole session, just that same video compared to them being on YouTube, because they're ready to consume video when they're on YouTube, so they'll stay there longer. So don't try to go, and that's for every platform. Don't try to build your Instagram following through YouTube or through Twitter. Build it on Instagram. This is the tools. You already have it there. Stop trying to look off platform. So don't do that. Now, how do you win? Great. You just told me my one strategy sucked. Yes, great. Now, how do you win? You make better content and you get more consistent. 80% of winning on any platform is daily content and make it fire. If you're not winning, then either one, you're not making it consistently enough, or two, it's not good yet. That's okay. Get better. This doesn't mean you suck. Just you don't have the skills yet. That's okay. Get better. Don't do Reddit. Reddit, build a Reddit community to crush Reddit. If you want to be the most whatever follow person on Reddit, the biggest community on Reddit, great. You do it through Reddit. And treat each platform as its own thing. But what's your answer to that question? You're making content, Mark. You watch all these brands making crappy content.
You want more eyes on your videos? Boost your posts.
Wow. That's true. I didn't go there. You know, buy fake views. That's right.
No, they're not fake views, because if you're specifically in YouTube, not buying pre-roll stuff, but just putting the thumbnail up and then being able to say it's a suggested is a good way to slowly and basically buy views, but they're suggested views. So you're just pushing your content up a little bit higher without buying all these pre-roll views that fall off really quickly.
Yeah, but it still kills your rankings.
He said, how do I get more eyes on my videos?
That's true. Mark's taking the question literally.
I'm a literalist.
I want you to win.
I am judgmental, and I want you to lose.
Right?
With that, we will call another Something to Prove podcast. Remember the name of it? Something to Prove?
If you have something to prove, you should listen to Mark Drager. He will help you.
Beautiful.
In this podcast.
If you want to see the last episode of my podcast with Mark, it's fire. The link is right there next to me. I think you'll enjoy it. Continue to believe, and I'll see you there.
And I remember feeling in that moment when the paramedics were asking me all this stuff, I'm awesome.